been a while. What's going on, guys? Yeah, so it's been a long while. I think almost 2 weeks since the last time I put out a video. This doesn't usually happen. I can't remember the last time I had a break that extended this long, and I didn't intend for this to be a break at all. And in fact, it wasn't really a break. I'll talk a little bit about what's been going on later in the video, but first I wanted to do some work on the CRF. Not really a lot of like complex work or anything, but ever since we put the CRF together, since we did the Supermoto build series, I had like a slight oil leak that I haven't been able to figure out. And honestly, I haven't really put a whole ton of effort into figuring out what the problem is. But ever since I did or had the valve check done, it's been leaking more. And so it's kind of gotten to the point where I don't really want to have to be putting oil in this every single time I go ride. Because let me show you this. This is the, yeah, that's all of the oil that's leaked out. And honestly, it's going through the bottom of this, and this is like, it's a box, so it's 2 layers of cardboard here. I don't want to have to deal with so much oil leaking out of this thing. So yeah, it's time to kind of figure out what's going on here. The reason that it's been a little bit harder to figure out, or rather why it's not been stupid easy to figure out, is I have this kind of crash guard here, skid plate on the bottom. So all the oil just pools here, and you can't really see where the oils come from. So what I'm gonna do is just take this off, clean the bike off, dry everything off, and then let the bike sit, and then I'll be able to figure out where the oils come from. It's really that simple. I just had never put the effort into doing it, because before it wasn't a lot of oil. It was like 2 drips after going for a ride. Now it's like, before I had the cardboard here, I would take it out, I would leave it in here, and when I would come back in a few days, I would have oil just like running down the inside of my garage. So it's kind of become more of a problem now. So I'm gonna get that skid plate off. I'm gonna wash down the bike. By the way, I'm getting used to the cold here. I wouldn't say winter has hit, because it hasn't. It's still November, but it's like 31 degrees now, and honestly, it feels pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna get the bike cleaned off, and we'll get this thing figured out. All right, all done. All right, so 2 weeks. 2 weeks since I last uploaded a video. Here's what's been going on. So if you guys don't know, I have a daughter. She's almost 1.5 years, and we moved here to Georgia about 4 or 5 months ago, sometime this summer. And my wife, Abby, was working part-time ever since our daughter was born. So we would kind of split the week. So half the week she would be working full-time, full days. She would work like 10-hour days. And then the other half of the week, I would, do my YouTube stuff and get all that stuff done in the other half of the week. So she's always been planning on going back to work full-time. And after we moved out here, she got a new job that was full-time. So since she was going back to work full-time, we wanted to put Aylin in daycare so that I would be able to work during the week instead of only taking care of her. So, and I talked about this in a video or two a while back, kind of explaining what was going on then. But we had her on the wait list for a place that we finally found after going through a bunch of different places and kind of narrowing it down to the places that we actually liked. We found one that we really did. Fortunately, they had a wait list. So that was the first time since we've been here that I kind of really didn't have anything, or rather any time to work on videos and stuff like that, because I was taking care of her during the week while while Abby was back full time at work, while we were waiting for her to get into daycare. Well, 2-3 weeks ago, she finally was able to get into daycare. They had an open spot, and as you would expect, going to school for the first time and being exposed to a bunch of other kids, she got sick, and she got really sick. It was the worst she's been sick since she was born. It was bad. Like, she was really lethargic during the day, not really moving a whole lot. It was really hard for her to sleep. She wasn't eating, rather not eating much. We took her to the doctor. They checked her out. They found she had an ear infection, but they weren't really sure that explained everything that was going on. So they prescribed some stuff. We went home, and a few days later, wasn't getting any better, and we went back to the doctor. They gave her some different stuff that they thought would kind of kick the rest of the sickness. Fortunately, that worked. But this was all over the course of a couple weeks. So from the time that she first got sick and stopped going to daycare. Anyways, during those 2 weeks while she wasn't at daycare, Abby was still working full time. Since my job is YouTube and I don't have to go anywhere, I took over like responsibility since she couldn't be at daycare, and I was taking care of her like 100% of the time during the day throughout the week. That is the primary reason why I haven't had a video in the past couple weeks. Yesterday was like the first day where she's actually kind of been clear of all of her sickness. She's going back to daycare now this week, so that's exciting, and I'll be able to get back to making kind of normal videos. But yeah, it was hard. It was a no-brainer for me. Like, I wasn't gonna try to squeeze in videos. I wanted to make sure that I was taking care of her, since Abby had to do work, and as much as I succumb to the YouTube algorithm and all of that stuff, it just wasn't worth it. So I was taking care of her. And then, since the garage is fairly small and I do all of my work mainly outside or in the house on the Grom, I couldn't really do stuff in the evenings because one, the Grom is kind of on hold. I'll explain that in a second. Two, the garage is too small to do work. And three, by the time Abby was off work and she could watch Aylin for a little while and get her to bed, it's too dark outside to do anything because it's winter, well, almost winter now, and the sun sets at like 5:30. The other thing that I know you guys have been asking about is the Grom. Where is the Grom build? I think it's been... It really sucks to say this, but I think it's been a couple months since I put the last episode out. I kind of hit like an obstacle after we disassembled the whole thing. I mentioned this in a couple videos, but the reason that I haven't been making videos for it is that I'm waiting on parts. And the reason I'm waiting on parts is like I apparently started this Grom build at the absolute worst time possible for Groms. The reason being is that one, if you're not familiar, the Honda Monkey, which is kind of based on the Grom platform, but it's a different style bike, that just got released this fall. And so all of the companies that make parts for the Grom have been like hardcore focused on the Monkey right now. And so I haven't been able to work with them on getting parts for the Grom. And as you guys know, the Grom is a Patreon funded build series. And as much as I would like it to be at like the level of support that you see for some of the other giveaway bike builds on YouTube, that's just not the case with mine. So I can't just willy-nilly spend all the budget on parts when I know we can partner up with companies. And like the companies that I've been waiting on, they're really eager to work with us on the build. It's just that they're really focused on the Monkey. And then we had SEMA, so a lot of the companies were going out to SEMA to, you know, do the stuff out there. So unfortunately, they just haven't been able to work with me on the build just yet. So that's kind of like the main reason that has been put on hold. I'm hoping that once the holiday rush kind of slows down, that we'll be able to get that stuff moving forward. I know you guys are really eager for it. I'm really eager for it, but like in order for me to break even on this giveaway bike, I have to get the sponsors. If I didn't, I would be out thousands and thousands of dollars. And like that's the reason that I want to do this. Like I want to be able to give these bikes away. And getting the sponsors on these bikes really helps us do that. So I already explained it on Patreon. I sent all those people a message explaining that. So if you're not supporting on Patreon, you can head over there and kind of get even more details on what's going on. But that's kind of the gist of what's going on. So Grom is on hold until we get parts. Aylin back in daycare this week, so that should free up some time. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is that, and you may be thinking I'm crazy doing this, but Dan does something called VDuck, vlog every day until Christmas. So on December 1st, he starts and he makes a video every single day until Christmas. Some people call it Vlogmas. You might see on some other YouTube channels. I've been thinking about doing a video every single day on the channel. It will be tough. I'm not like promising that it's gonna happen, but that's the goal. One time before I did videos for a month straight, and that was incredible. I love doing it, so I've really been wanting to do it again. It's a lot harder with the kid now because I only have like half days to do it because she doesn't go to daycare for the entire day. And then I still like to spend time with her in the afternoon and evening and stuff. So like, it's gonna be hard, but I think I can do it. Maybe we'll see. But you guys got that to look forward to. So if there's anything that you guys want to see me, I'll be itching for different stuff or different things to do during the month. So if there's anything that you guys have been wanting to see on the channel, let me know. I apologize again. I know it's kind of sucked not having videos come out. You guys have been wondering where I've been, but kind of explains it. But that's it. You guys have been awesome. I'm Motonosity. If you want to get any of my merch, you can get it at motonosity.com/shop. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived. And I'll see you guys in the next one.